Yes, I wanted to start with that. This is the reason for antisemitism. Let me write that down. Antisemitism. I think that is the topic of today. Antisemitism. The reason for antisemitism, part 1. You see, this antisemitism is a conundrum. No one is more hated than Israel. So here I indicate that the reason for antisemitism is somewhat multifaceted. I'm afraid to use words that makes this honorable or not so important. And I wouldn't do that. It's really a hard topic. And I think it is somewhat intertwined. I don't know how to really come around, but I will try. In my honest opinion, what this boy was singing, Adonai Echad, the Lord is one. Look, if I go back, I think I might go back a little bit on that. Shema, hear, O Israel. The Lord our God is one. This is it. This is the part and reason for antisemitism. This little, minute nation declares that God is one. We can go into different religions that make up several gods. And regarding Christianity, it's very obvious they have another God. According to the Jews, they wouldn't accept Jesus as some kind of a Messiah because he will be the part of entity of God. I believe their honesty to that, yet I'm a Christian and believe that Jesus was the Messiah. But I have this, maybe sometimes you can't see what is in front of you. So I don't want to go into those kind of obvious things. But the Christians have this track record of denying Jews their own heritage to the land of Israel. What God had promised them The antisemitism is a religious, spiritual causation. I was reflecting on this yesterday. What would I say to antisemitism? There are many people doing podcasts and so on that ask this serious, very important, relevant question. What is the reason for antisemitism? And it is kind of bewildering. It's kind of confusing. It's very much, very innate. It seems to be innate in the nature to hate the Jews. And I would start off where I thought the first moment. Because Israel is this nation that declares God is one. It's a declaration that God is one. No other nation have this declaration that God is one. In many other religions, there are multiple entities of gods. Multiple entities of God. And maybe that is a sign of confusion, or mental breakdown of some sort. It seems to be a intrinsic self-disputing that a religion, a nation have several gods. If I believe in multiple gods, I will seem to be a very confused man. So this singularity that all nations have disputed over who God is, and not only the singularity departed from everything else, that would be somewhat an odd entity, but this singularity exists within everything. So God is one. I'm part of God, and God is part of me. What you find in a singularity, you will find all over. So I think what I was starting to reflect over, that you see that the hatred of God is placed on a nation that declares that God, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad, God is one. I believe in that. I believe in the declaration from the Jewish people that God is one. It's a mental confusion. It's a spiritual enemy from within, that you have different gods or alternatives of gods. This is a nation that either have no God or only one. Some Jewish lady here was talking to us on an occasion some years ago. The Jewish people have either no God or only one. we don't have any God. And she was talking about Zionism, that it is the Messiah that we are part of. We are part of the Messianic movement, and the Messianic movement is the establishment of the Jewish people and Israel. That is a good one for you. So every other definitions of antisemitism is evil-minded distortion of the truth. You see, the spiritual antisemitism is, I think, the root cause. I don't think everyone believe in that. The root cause of antisemitism is that you have a spiritual cause. But it depends how you regard God, of existing or not. Well, I don't think that anything can be disputed out of existence. Things that exist can't be disputed as non-existence. Yet people are trying to disprove the existence of God. Yet we are time-bound and environment-bound. We are limited in so many ways that we can't fathom if we were limitless. So the existence of God have to be a reality in anyone's mind. An existence that is limitless and have confined everything about him into a limitational environment. So the antisemitism is in its deepest root a denial of fact, denial of truth, denial of God. I think that is the root. I see among the leftists today, it's that kind of an obvious thing that today's, we are talking about 2024, that the denial of Israel's right to defend, or they admit to the Israel's right of defense, but they are lying through their mouth, teeth and nose. What Israel is doing in Gaza. Here and there I find some narrative that it is genocide happening without any root cause. The civilian death is 0.8 as according to the UN numbers. Yet they are lying that Israel is going for hungering them, not giving food to people, and shooting people while they are in hospitals, bombing hospitals, and so on. It's just a horrendous lie spree about Israel. So the anti-Semitism is based from the leftist. It's based on lies. The leftists can't grasp or keep or act decently according to the truth. They have to lie. It's an innate nature of being a leftist. It's to lie. They have to lie because otherwise they will vanish. Their talk, their politics, their idea will vanish like water to be vaporized. That is, you see, the truth is coming after the lies. Look what happened in different occasions according to Israel. Israel was blamed in the first hand. That was how it was expressed. That when everything happened according to what Reuters and so on said, Israel was to blame in all the cases. Israel was to blame. Now that the truth eventually came up, the lies that Reuters and other media were never retracted, never regretted, never changed. They had no decency. The leftists have no decency. So the left, you can see, the left is all about the lie. How much of politics for them is just lies. I don't want to go into different other matters, but this antisemitism is a distortion of truth. And to have this boy sing, let me continue this boy. Marvelous singer. So we have to continue this. He is playing this horn. It's just so nice. Oh yeah. So you see, the shofar which the boy was blowing on, shofar, is the message, God's message to the world. You may lie all you want, you leftist, you God deniers. You can lie all you want. Listen to the shofar. It's singing. It's spreading the truth to the world. So my friends, the root cause in my simple and single-minded opinion is denial of God. It's very paralleled to the lies about Israel. All what they are claiming that the Jews or Israel is doing is lies. People may regard me as very sided with Israel. Of course. Who wouldn't want to stand with the truth? Maybe Israel is doing something wrong sometimes, but they take charge. They take into account that they did wrong. But the basis of antisemitism, the answer, some of the answer that people can't get out of the dungeons of lies is the root cause. If you are in a life denial, you wouldn't even hear about the truth. Because Israel is the easiest object to lie about. They don't refute, they don't dispute, they don't go into arguments, they show the world what is happening. And if you don't listen, and if you just ignore it, you are stick with the lies. But Israel is showing the way, showing the truth. openly, factually, and all the arguments, all the lies that is told about Israel today is in its deepest sense anti-Semitic, because if they don't stick to the truth, don't stick to the facts, they just some days ago I heard about what Israel had done, and that was directly from the news, from the media, not at all. So in a decent mind, I kept quiet because I couldn't dispute it. I hadn't heard it before, so why would I dispute something I didn't know anything about? I'm like that. I can't dispute what I don't know, and I wanted to go just back home and go into the case, and yes, I found the same arguments back at home on my internet, and the IDF, Israel Defense Force, came with an explanation and proof that something was taken out of context and made up to be something else than it was from the first. So, my friends, the anti-Semitic is that you can't really say the truth. That's for the Christians. That's for the Muslims. They can't state, they are obligated, Muslims and Christians are obligated to say the truth. Every word that we say, it have to be according to the letter, according to the truth. But here in the church here in Sandefjord, where I live, I heard of those Israeli friends. They can't pray for Israel. And I heard an interview that why would you not pray for Israel? You are praying for Gaza and the children. It's a genocide, so why would we pray for Israel? And she was in some family of some of those that was slain down in Israel by the October 7th attack. And now they compare the 1,200 Jews or people that was slain down by Hamas to over 30, 40, 50,000 Gazans that are hit by Israel, killed by Israel. So they are comparing the numbers, and of course, if you reason like that, it wouldn't be any big question, why would you not side with Gaza? I agree, but the numbers from Hamas, from UN, have been changed, and it is not even differentiating between civilians and combatants. So you see, the lies is in between the lines. The lies is not verbalized, it's just covered up. That's how the lies are profoundly what it is. And Christians, I think Christians that are so much into Jesus as some kind of a person, not his words, but the person Jesus, that they worship this Jesus that was here from some thousand years back. They are worshipping him rather than God that is in everything. So I think that they are tricked into silence about praying for Israel. And every Christian should be a Zionist by the pure fact that every letter in the word is given to us from the Jews. The Tanakh, Torah, and Talmud. And Christians doesn't know that what they are claiming on the life after death is nothing that the Torah is talking so much of, but we have this apocryphal or literature that gives some explanations of that. So we believe the explanations, just like the Jews believe the Talmud or the oral Torah. So I think what I wanted to mention today is that the antisemitism is a God denier, truth denier. I think that may be the whole, it is a part one, but maybe I have to cancel everything else, because I think, why would people, and that is the core of the antisemitism, why would people that don't believe in God or believe in different, several gods, have Jews as some subject to their hate? I think it is the anger toward God that is one. The anger that we can't do anything with God, but the Jews, that is God's people, we can do anything we want. So I think the idea from a spiritual point of view is that since we can't deal with God directly, show Him what we feel, we show it to the Jews. That is, I think, the core in every human, that if you can't do anything about your life, your situation, you take it out on some potential bystander. But here, the nations are against Israel. And that is, the nation can't deal with its own racistic deals. We have some issues here in Norway. Look at Espen Barth Eide and the government of Norway. How they act according to Israel. So judgmental, so sided with the Palestinian and Hamas. I wouldn't say Hamas, but it is in a different way. It is a defense of Hamas. Let them continue hunt and kill Jews. We don't care, as long as we have these intrinsic problems that we can't really deal with. I think the government of Norway have some big issues they can't really deal or fix or mend, so they take it out on Israel. I think that is the profound part of the anti-Semitic deal. It have different layers, of course. I don't want to simplify the anti-Semitic rudeness. Of course, it is the worst case anti-Semitic in the spiritual realm. It's the worst case because it is so intentionally, it is so deliberate, and I would like to use more time on this topic. And for now, I want to again wish or congratulate Israel with shalom, with their God that is one. Amen.